Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning to those of you joining us from the Americas. Welcome to a new edition of Good Tech Times. Today, we'll be discussing how AI has already become a strategic ally for businesses, transforming the way we work by helping us be more productive and focus on delivering real value. This is something that we at Telefonica Tech understand very well, as we have broad experience in helping organizations on their technology adoption journey through a comprehensive end-to-end approach. And today, we are joined by top experts in the field, Vicente Quintero, Head of Digital Work at Telefonica Tech. Hello, Vicente. Maria García Aznar, Intelligent Workplace Product at Telefonica Tech. And last but not least, AJ Odino, founding lead for enterprise growth at Perplexity. Hello, and thank you all for being with us today. At the end of the session, we'll have a few minutes for a Q&A, so feel free to share your questions and comments in the chat, and we'll answer them afterwards. And also, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media for more updates. And now, let's begin. So I hand over to Vicente. Please, over to you.
Oh, thank you very much.
I cannot hear you.
Relevant.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Let's try it out now.
Sorry for the technical issue. I will start again. So before we dive in, I will show you what we will cover in the next 30 minutes. First, an introduction, so set the scene and explain why AI is so relevant in the workplace. Then introducing the new concept of augmented employee and how AI boosts the productivity of every role. Then, which is the AI tools ecosystem, which is very diverse, very dynamic. And we will have also with us Perplexity presenting the solution and also a demo. We'll be doing a demo with real use cases. And finally, we will show how Telefonica Tech can help you transform all these ideas in real results. So artificial intelligence is a revolution that is in progress. And I like to think about this as an industrial revolution and how it changed the work and society. So AI is bringing big changes, and they are coming really, really fast. So I will comment some interesting figures. For instance, 87% of companies think that AI is a competitive advantage. The investment that will be done by the big cloud companies will reach 250 billion during 2025, which is a huge investment. Then the artificial intelligence market will reach 600 billion, rising 21% each year. And something which is very interesting is that by 2028, 15% of business choices will be done by AI. So the employees can focus in creative and human work. So AI is here to stay, and it will keep growing and growing. And companies that move now, they will be ready for the journey which we have ahead. Let's see how fast this technology has evolved in only 2 years. So everything changed with the arrival of ChatGPT, which was the first generalized AI tool, and allow the employees to do some activities like summaries, like translations, like looking for information. But in most of the cases, or all cases, basically, was shadow IT. It was not enterprise-grade solution. And then, in parallel, a cloud appeared as an alternative of ChatGPT. Then, in mid-2023, ChatGPT Enterprise was introduced, adding security and also some administration capabilities. And in something which was very relevant especially for this corporate enterprise segment was the appearance of Copilot 365 integrated with all the Microsoft Office suite. No? And it was very important as Microsoft has a very good position in this segment. And in 2024, Perplexity AI was rapidly growing, using different models for different companies as a search and answer tool, but getting more complexity. Also, the ability to customize the copilots of the concept of agent, and some companies like Zoom or Cisco, they include AI in their solutions, in the collaboration, for instance. So in 2025, what we are expecting is that the agentic AI will be a standard, completely integrated with our teams and our business processes. And we will cover this over the session, and see how is going to be this evolution. So the impact is huge, but we are in the early stages. So we have to stay updated and monitor what is coming in the coming months. I wouldn't say years. So the vision of Telefónica Workplace is a safe, flexible, and people first. And if we see in the early days, when we were in the physical office, it was about communication and connection. So people with desktop phones, desktop PCs were able to get in touch. Then arrived the collaboration, and in this case, with the introduction of video meetings, content sharing, we were able to work together. And then when the pandemic hit, we stepped on agile work. And this is about working anytime, anywhere, from different types of devices, smartphones, laptops, and with some applications that allow us to do so. And now we are entering in another era, which is what we call enriched experiences. And this will boost productivity, maximizing flexibility, and also safety. And here, what I would say is that the technology is in the background, and the people can focus in high value activities. So I will hand over to Maria, that will cover towards AI augmented employee.
Thank you, Vicente. Okay, let's move now into, from my point of view, one of the most exciting aspects of this transformation, which is the rise of the AI augmented employee. The generative AI is not just a passing trend, as Vicente was commenting. It's a full transformation. We are already seeing that what this means in everyday work. It gives people time to focus on what matters, as people spend less time on repetitive tasks and more on thinking what's really matter. For example, like solving problems, talking to customers, coming up with new full ideas. AI helps them to get quick answers when they need them, so they can make decisions faster and with more confidence. And because they are using these tools every day, they are also learning as they go. They are picking up tips, shortcuts, and even improving how they write or structure their own work. That makes the job feel less tiring and much more rewarding. In fact, teams are already saving more than 90 minutes per week, and the employee satisfaction is increasing by over 18%. So this isn't just about technology. It's about empowering people to do it more and better. The AI is growing, so is the role of this AI, which is evolving very, very fast. Initially, AI acts as an advisor, offering suggestions while humans remain the decision makers. Then they came assistants, supporting repetitive and day-to-day tasks. And now what we are reaching is this third stage, which are AI agents that don't just help, they act. Some of them works as executors. They can carry out full workflows on their own, step by step, without any support, but always supervised by the employee who is taking care of this AI. Others go further, acting as decision makers within clear rules, choosing between options, triggering actions when logic allows. In both cases, they help us work faster and with more consistency, and then we could do it on our own. No? So AI is evolving, and it is evolving into a trust teammate. This new AI-powered teammate is already here. They are learning really, really fast. They learn from every task, and they keep getting better every day. They work on their own clear rules, policy rules, security, ethics. And if a request goes beyond those rules, or needs fine detail or more empathy or take the big picture, that's where the human steps in. This balance of fast AI and human checks give us both speed and responsibility. That's why this is not about replacing people. It's about amplifying the human potential and creating more resilient and capable teams. So let's explore how these new tools are enabling this shift. Okay, what does the modern ecosystem of AI workplace look like? The question is no longer if we use, but how we integrate it with our ecosystem, right? Here in Telefónica, we see three main categories of these tools that are shaping this new ecosystem. First of all, we see these multifunctional AI platforms like Perplexity or ChatGPT. They address a wide variety of use cases around the enterprise and deliver a broad capability as agentic AI, include advanced language understanding, conversational AI, content generation, task automations, flexible integration around across the business workflows. And it's the most big picture of these AI tools, okay? Then we have this specific purpose AI, which are built to address very, very specific tasks or workflows. And they do it better than anything else. Here we see two kinds of tools. First of all, the AI-infused enterprise platforms that are these software suites that have embed AI capabilities to supercharge their existing capabilities without adding any new tools or interfaces. For example, we have the Genesis AI, we have the Zoom AI Companion, all the Cisco AI suite, all the SAP AI with Joule, and everything. But also, we are seeing these single use cases specialists, which are standalone apps that are very focused on the job that they do better than anyone else. For example, we have translators, we have writing assistants, we have slides creators, we have meetings transcription and notes generations, marketing content generation, it's a big ecosystem of many different tools that can help us in our day-to-day work in these very specific tasks, okay? And finally, we also have this AI integrated with our productivity suites, okay? These AI tools are part of the productivity tools that most of the office workers are already using every day, like the emails, docs, spreadsheets, and everything. They help make this everyday task easier, like writing, organizing meetings, doing these follow-ups, organizing the email, and tasks like that. Two very big examples of this are Gemini from Google and Microsoft Copilot. And altogether, these tools are now a natural part of our day-to-day work. No, they are not an extra. It's part of how we are working and how the workspace is evolving and how we manage our day-to-day workflow. In such a wide ecosystem, it's not about choosing one single tool. It's about finding the right fit for each need. The most effective workplace mix different solutions based on what each team or use case actually requires. And that's what we want to deliver from Telefónica, our company, to our customers, to be able to choose these tools for the best fit. So now to bring these all examples to life, I'm so excited to introduce our guest from Perplexity, AJ. He'll tell us more about Perplexity Enterprise Pro, one of the fastest growing AI platforms for workplace productivity. So welcome, AJ. Over to you.
Great. Thanks so much for having me, and excited to be with you all. So I'm from Perplexity, and I'm excited to talk to you about what Perplexity is. I'm also going to show a brief demo of how you can use Perplexity in your day-to-day work life. So next slide, please. For those of you that don't know what Perplexity is, I'll just take a brief few minutes here to describe it. So Perplexity is really two products in one. It's first a search engine. So Perplexity indexes the live web. And whenever somebody asks or a user asks a question, we go off and find information wherever it lives. We then take that information, and with the power of AI, we use it to answer questions or create content very quickly for users. Today, we are running about 25 million daily queries. On the enterprise side, we have about 10K customers, and the Wall Street Journal ranked Perplexity as the #1 AI application out there. For enterprises, it's really important to also mention that we take security really seriously. So for enterprises, any data that is asked or any files that are uploaded, all of that is private and secure to you and your enterprise, meaning that Perplexity and our AI partners, we don't use that data to train on our models. Again, we take data and security very, very seriously. Next slide, please. So Perplexity, as I mentioned, is a search engine, first and foremost, going off and finding information that's relevant to you to answer questions and create content. Now, there are 3 different sources of information that we look at. The first is the live web. And I'll show you again a demo of how this works. But we index the live web, meaning that we have access to the latest information whenever it breaks. The second source of information is private external data sources. So we partner with different private data sets. You'll see 3 examples here. FactSet in the finance space, a competitor to Bloomberg, if you're familiar with either of those. Crunchbase, giving us access to a lot of company and personal information. And Edgar, which is in the US, our filings ecosystem of data. The third source of information is a company's own internal knowledge. So you'll see here, we can integrate or connect to Slack, to your Google Drive, to SharePoint, OneDrive, Box, And we can ingest PDF, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files. What this means is it's really easy to interact with the data that you already have. Now, taken in combination, this is where Perplexity gets really powerful. Combining the web, these private data sets, and your own internal data together, again, drawing from this information to answer questions, create content, and make your lives a lot easier at work. And also at the bottom there, you'll see we have enterprise level security, again, making sure that all of this stays private and secure to your own enterprise. We also make it really easy for the admin on the account to manage permissions, manage users, and allow collaboration between employees. So with that, I'm going to show you how Perplexity works. So let me share my screen here. Okay, there we go. So this is the Perplexity home screen. You'll see here just a few things that I want to mention. One of the reasons why Perplexity works really well is that we partner with a bunch of different AI companies. So we partner with OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta, xAI, DeepSeek, and others. What that means is we have access to all of the latest frontier and foundational models. So the first thing you'll see here is a search button. And this is just saying that I want to search for information. To the right here, I have a choose my model button. You'll see I have the best selected, but I just want to show you the access that we have to all of these various models. So you'll see Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, xAI, and then some reasoning models down here at the bottom, OpenAI and Claude as well. What this means is that whenever somebody asks a question, we are using the best model that we've seen to answer that question. We also have what's called deep research. So this button here, if I toggle to this means that it's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes, but get really in depth into a topic or an area of focus. So again, if you're researching something, use deep research to try and dive deeper into that topic. The last thing I'll show you in this home screen is your data sources. So here I mentioned we're connected to the live web. We also have some finance and academic sources, and then my own files. This is where I could upload or sync, again, my files like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or PDF. Makes it really easy to connect and keep those files up to date here. So I am going to show you an example of a query. And think of this as a Google replacement. So anytime you want to Google something, you could use Perplexity to make it a lot easier. In this case, I'm just going to ask, what's the latest tech news in Madrid? What we're doing is we're going off to the live web and we're finding the latest information to help us answer this question. Now, we're also doing a bunch of work behind the scenes to rank by credibility the sources that we're finding. It's really important for Perplexity to ground our answers in facts. And so you'll see here, we now have our answer. I can first click into sources. Looks like there are 10 sources that were found to help answer this question. So if I want to, I can click into these and see the primary sources that we're using. You'll then see our answer here. And again, it's really important for Perplexity to ground our answers in facts. And in order to do that, we are citing the sources that we're using to answer these questions. You may have heard of AI hallucinations, where the AI makes up some type of response. Well, we're really trying to guard against that. And so in this case, we've programmed Perplexity to only write a response it can cite back to specific sources. Now, below this answer, you'll see some options. I can share this with others. I can either share this with anyone in my organization, keep it private, or create a link to share externally as well. And all of this can be managed in permissions. I can also export this answer to PDF or a Word document. Or below this, I'm getting suggested questions as well, again, to dive deeper into a topic. Now, I have a lot more that I can show you here, but we don't have that much time. So I'm going to show you our functionality called Spaces. And Spaces is where you can focus on very specific tasks, projects, or collaborate with teammates. Now, this isn't live yet. I should say Spaces is live. This templates functionality isn't live yet. It should be going live in the next couple of days. But this is going to be really helpful because templates will allow you to find templates of spaces to show you how they work. So again, look for this templates here in the next couple of days. But I'm going to show you how a space works. So I have a bunch of different examples here. The one I'm going to show you is called Profile Builder. Oh, let's try that. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So a space, again, is about focusing on specific projects or tasks. You can create a space, and then you can add instructions to this space. So in this case, I'm calling this a profile builder, and my instructions are for this space to create profiles, research the web and internal files to build the most comprehensive profile. When given a business name, build a profile based on the following structure. So in this case, I'm asking for business description, history, recent deals, positive news, and key questions about the company. Again, really easy to set this up one time, and then when you want to come back to it, you can easily do that. In this case, what I use this for is before meetings, I'll just enter the name of a company, and I'll get a lot of information on that company with exactly the information that I want. Again, I can invite other collaborators here. So in this case, other folks in my organization who want to share this space. And then I can also add files here as well. So let's say I had a profile that I wanted to use as an example. I could just easily add that here, and it would include that reference in the space. So to show you how this works, I have an example of a company here. And again, right now I'm using search as my model. I could change this to research, and I could also adjust the sources in this space. So let's say I said, you know what, I don't want to use the web in this space. I only want to use my files, for example. So let's say you wanted to upload documents and compare them, or you wanted to, kind of have a repository of information to look at or to ask questions about. You could do that. But in this case, I'm going to say, no, use the web. And now all I have to do is enter the name of a company, and I have this profile built out exactly how I want it. So in this case, again, business description, history, recent big deals, positive news, key questions about the company, and there's my profile. Again, spaces, I have a lot of examples here of different types of spaces that folks could use. Just to show you, and I won't go into these, but you'll see here academic research, call prep ahead of a call, have investment analysis here, perplexity security. I'll actually just show this very quickly. So here in this space, we have a lot of documents on our security practices. And so our employees can go in here, and if somebody has a question about how does perplexity security work, they can go in here and ask questions, and it pulls from our internal information. So there's a lot more I could go through here, but in the interest of time, I will just say thank you so much, and excited to be here with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ajay. Very interesting. So sorry, we are having some issues with the audio. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. So moving to the value proposition, I want to highlight that Telefónica is a reference provider of intelligent workplace. We have been working in the last years in a consultative approach. So it's listening the goals and objectives of our customers, helping them to identify the most interesting use cases, and creating a plan. So the strategy for deploying this in their organizations. We are partnering with one of the most relevant companies in this market. We got Microsoft, Google, Perplexity, of course. We're working with others. So the idea is that we can recommend the best tool and access the best technology for different use cases. And then we provide extensive personalized professional services. It's about helping the customer in this discovery or profiling phase, internal communication, training, expert support, and evaluation and analysis of how this is going in the organization. So with Telefónica, you get the strategy with the technology and also a successful adoption plan. We move to the next one. So we have defined a 5-step adoption journey. That this methodology starts with the discovery and readiness, something that we have covered before. Then it's about piloting. So the idea is that in a controlled environment, we test and we evaluate the technology, and we are able to create this business case and justify this investment in these solutions. Then it's about scaling. So how we help our customers to do this at a scale and in a big number of employees. And then here is very relevant what we were commenting about internal communications, creating a champions group, is about the training. And then something which is also very relevant is enterprise-wide integration. So how we can extend these tools to others in the organizations of our customers. And we integrate this with SAP, with SuccessFactors, with Jira, with many applications, so we can be inside the business processes of our customers. And also is the support and delegated administration as part of the life cycle of the service. So from this first idea to the rollout, you get Telefónica mitigating the risk and boosting the returns. And before we finish, remember one thing is that the time is now for AI. So the technology is already here. So we have tools that are working today. This is evident as AJ was presenting, this Perplexity. And they are boosting productivity, the quality, and employee well-being. The early movers win. So the companies that start now, they will be an advantage of the ones that are lagging behind. And there is a low risk and high support from Telefónica with all our 360 expert guidance, with all the professional services from the discovery to the support. You got a partner for maximizing the value extraction of these technologies. And we are living a unique moment in history. An exciting future is waiting. So we have the opportunity to create this together. Thank you very much for your time. So do we have any questions?
Yeah, well, thank you, Vicente, Maria, and AJ for your interventions. It's been very inspiring to discover key trends, the fast-paced evolution of AI, and real use cases with such powerful platforms as Perplexity. I don't know, sorry. Yeah, I am perfect now. And then, well, with no doubt, artificial intelligence is transforming the way we work as we could never imagine. And now we have some time for Q&A. So we are still open to last minute questions, but in the meantime, we've received a few through our channels. So let's start with the questions. The first one, I don't know if it goes for Maria or Vicente. It says, how do we ensure employees are not overwhelmed by AI tools?
I can answer this question. I think something that I was commenting before about these initial phases when you are analyzing which are the use cases that are fitting best in companies and deciding which will be the tool for each use case and for each for different groups of employees. That is key, so we can provide the right tool to the right employee. So they don't have to manage several tools that maybe they don't know how to use them. So if you are, for instance, in a marketing department, we can provide the one or two tools that we think that give you more value. Be trained, be helped by our expert support, so you have the confidence when you are using the tool.
Perfect. Thank you, Vicente. And the next one, I think it goes for Maria. What roles or departments benefit the most from AI today?
Well, it depends, of course, on the use case, but the strongest impact in the first AI tools we are seeing in support functions. For example, legal departments, HR, finance, marketing departments, and so on. These all cross-company tasks that require redacting documents, writing, summarization, research, things like that. But of course, then we have also many use cases as all the software engineering, which is very, very huge in these AI tools, and other capabilities that are more focused on different departments. But in general, with our multi-purpose solutions, we see those departments are the ones that fit the most.
Great, very interesting. And this one goes to AJ. It says, what makes Perplexity different from other AI platforms?
Sure. So there are three main differences to think about for Perplexity. The first is that we are a search company primarily. What that means is that we spend a ton of time working on our ability to find the right information wherever it lives, as I mentioned, a bunch of different sources, and use that information to help answer questions and create content. And so that search functionality is really important for us. Search is very hard to do, and so we focus on that. The second is that we are LLM agnostic or model agnostic. And what this means is that we partner with OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta, XAI, and others, as I showed you those different models, which means that we have access to all of the latest and greatest models, and we use those in tandem behind the scenes to make an incredible experience. So again, it's different than in an OpenAI, for example, that just has access to their own models. The third difference is our access to data itself. So we are always looking at partnerships with different data providers to get access to the data that matters most to our users. We also partner with publications to get access to news and information all over the world. And so these differences mean that for certain tasks like research or workplace efficiency, Perplexity is seen as as a real leader in the space.
Thank you. And then the last questions, it says, what if we already have several tools? Isn't it that too much? Who wants to answer?
I can answer. Well, that's a very common concern. That's why we are doing this discovery of our companies, because it's not about having all the tools. It's just knowing when to use which tool and where to use each tool. That's why our focus in Telefonica is helping the teams do a map of what tool really do the task that they want to do. No, so we have this multifunctional AI which covers many use cases, and then we have this more specific AI tools that covers many role specific use cases or are enterprise specific use cases. So the importance is to choose which to use and who can use it, not to have all them all and you don't know where to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have. Sorry, Maria. Can you? I can hear myself. Okay. We have two last-minute questions from the chat, so I launch the question. How do you believe that human bias that impacts AI will be improved? Do you think humanist profiles are still necessary in such a high-tech new era? It's a double question. So who's the brave one to answer?
Yeah, I can answer maybe from a perplexity standpoint. So I think human bias is always going to be present. I will say that different tools think about human bias differently. For perplexity, it's really important for us to provide responses, again, that are grounded in facts. And so what we try and do is in our search, pull in different types of sources and give a nuanced answer that provides perspectives from different places. And so one of the things that users really like about Perplexity is our ability to, again, give a well-rounded answer. Now, I will say that human profiles are likely still to be important to give a human touch, but it depends on type of question or activity that you're using AI for. So just a perspective from our side.
Thank you. And I think we can connect that question with the next one. How is Telefonica ensuring that the tools implemented are keeping the human touch in the intelligent workspace? So Vicente Maria, please.
Yeah, I respond this, and also maybe I can help us with that, because something which is very important is the technology providers that are underneath our solutions or our proposal, which some of them, one is Perplexity, other could be Microsoft or others. So this is important that we keep the ethics and the AI rules that we have, ethics and committed all the companies that we are ruling in this market. And when we customize or we make our own developments, this is something that is in our. So we don't want this to be a humanoid world by humans. No, we think that there is maybe is similar the one that is in the how we see this in 5 years or in ahead. I think it's about helping the employees in doing things which are sometimes complex and difficult to do, but always with this supervision and this ethic that the human is say infusing in the AI.
Thank you. And then, sorry, AJ, please.
Yeah, I was just going to say on the first question about how do we keep the human touch, what I would say for AI in these tools is that it's not only just to to test them out and to roll them out or deploy them, it's also really important to provide education to employees about how to use them. And so I think any successful use of AI tools at the workplace also includes education about how you're using AI, what use cases are we focusing on, and keeping that human touch.
Totally agree with that. And the last question, well, let's travel to the future. And it says, how do you see the AI landscape in 5 years' time?
Okay, I can have an answer. I can start. Well, we are seeing that in just 2-3 years, the AI landscape has completely changed the way we work, the way we stay in our day-to-day work and everything. And in 5 years, you never know what can happen, because this is something that is going up exponentially. I think there will be an AI for every task, that we will be able to focus on what's important and what's not able to be taken from a machine. And that's where we were talking, like the human touch, something that only us as the employees, as the persons, can add to the companies. And we will be very focused on that kind of task, and let the AI do this kind of repetitive and things that maybe take out our day-to-day and doesn't make our work very interesting. So I hope we will be able to embrace all these new tools, and maybe that we will have more free time to ourselves, to have more time for our families and friends and everything. And this will be a helper, not a substitute of ourselves.
Yeah, I agree with Maria regarding that. I think that something that is important is that they will do many things. We don't know how far they will go, because this is something new and we are in the early stages, so nobody knows the future. But I think that the value of the human being is this creativity, is this sometimes this kind of analysis that we were commenting before, completely intrinsic of our space, I would say. So I think that is important, that we will focus, and we will have to reimagine ourselves as employees. So which is the things that you can do that any other can replace? Is not maybe something which is administrative or a routine. It's something that you know that is where you really add value. And I think when you are working, most of the people that here are working, you know exactly when you are adding value. And when you are doing things that are in reality, they have not high value. So I think it's important that we reinvent ourselves as an employees.
That's a great summary to finish. We ran out of time, so that's all for today. Thank you for joining us, attendants and speakers. Remember to follow Telefónica Tech on social networks to stay tuned, and see you in the next webinar. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.